Hello and welcome to another episode of me sharing my love of knitting here on my YouTube channel called aKnittersSoul. My name is Elo and I'm coming to you from Oslo, Norway. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It's always lovely to have you spending time with me, and if you are new, I do hope you find something to your liking. As per usual, I will link patterns mentioned down below, and if there is anything you are wondering about, something that I haven't maybe written down, then don't hesitate to reach out. And also, if you are yet not a subscriber, don't hesitate hitting on that subscription button, as it is free to subscribe. All you need to have is a Google account, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram. I also have a Ko-Fi account, so if you feel like giving me a cup of coffee, or gifting me a cup of coffee is what it's called, then I would appreciate it a lot. Yeah, it's been a minute since I was here. That's due to my health, first and foremost. I'm not gonna go too much into it because it's not really that interesting, I feel. But yeah, I'm back and I have quite a bit to share with you today. So I think what I'm gonna focus on is my knits, as in what I've knitted since last, what I've finished, what I've got on my needles, and rather dabble into acquisitions in my next episode, because I think it's gonna be long enough as it is. Also, it is almost the end of the month of May, which means that my knit along, which has been running since the 1st of January 2025, is going to be finished tomorrow. So you still have time to post whatever you've been knitting out of your stash or library that is from prior the 1st of 1st 2025. And since I mentioned that, I will show you the prices that I have. It's going to be a little bit of crinkling. I apologize for that. And since I have the focus of working from my stash and knitting from my library, I am also gifting from my library. This is a beautiful sock set that I have from Fortuna, and it's called Crocus, or Crocus, is it what they call it in English? And it's this beautiful kind of a creamy white with speckles of, yeah, you can see different colors there. And it has this beautiful heather colored kind of a, yeah, purpley color and a yellow color there, which is mustard, I guess. My mind, sorry. Hopefully this will pick up a little bit. My brain will hopefully wake up. So yeah, that is one price, and the other price that I have put together is this beautiful sock yarn from Sysleria, which is a Danish brand, and I have added on a bright yellow and a quite bright cerise pink, which I thought would match very beautiful with the colors that's in this skein. There's some yellows going on and there's quite a bit of pink. So yeah, these are the two prizes that I have for this giveaway. Yeah, so you still have time to participate, and yeah, so it's gonna be kind of like a reminder to post whatever you have knitted in 2025 out of this your stash or your or from your library that's from prior 2025. So that was the giveaway. I'm just thinking thinking, yeah, let me just talk about what I am wearing. This is the beautiful tee by Elisabeth Gekenes, or Hettestrikk. Oh my god, it's called chestnut tea. And this is where I'm gonna have to eat my hat or whatever, because I said like I'm never gonna, or like not never, but I have uttered the word that I'm not gonna be knitting too many t-shirts, because it's not a garment I find myself reaching for or wearing. This one I've been wearing a lot for several reasons. One is I love the fit of it, I love the look of it, like yeah, it's just, I think it's just perfect. And I also love the yarn. The base is so beautiful, and the yarn is by, yeah, like I said, by Hettestrikk. And also this is because I have received both the pattern and the yarn for this t-shirt. This was a test knit, and yeah, I love it. And this is the base, and I must say it is absolutely divine. It's lovely to work with, it's lovely to have on, and oh, I got a feather there. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful, and the yarn is just amazing, soft, and it's kind of like both warming but kind of cool with the silk in there. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And of course I had to have it in my matchy bag, which is by Strikkefeber, and this is what I have left from 2 skeins of oh my god, 200 gram skeins. This is what I have left, and I don't remember how much it is. I'm gonna quickly tell you in case you're interested in knowing how much I have left. I have 37 grams left, so quite a good size, or like quite a good amount of yarn is left. I must say that in her pattern, her sleeves are longer. That is not the type of sleeve that I prefer or like. I like them more like sort of, yeah, short. And hence I have quite a bit left. I think I also knitted the smallest or the second smallest size. Not 100% sure. But yeah, this is my t-shirt. Absolutely love it. I have considered making another one, but maybe that would be excessive. But I did receive another 2 skeins with this yarn in a different color from Elisabeth for helping her during the knitting market here during the Easter. So I will definitely be making another t-shirt. Maybe not this one, not because I don't want to knit one, but I'm just thinking maybe trying out a different pattern. But who knows, maybe I'll make a second one. Can quickly be the case. So yeah, this was my chestnut tea. Absolutely love it. Can recommend it. It's not a difficult knit. You just have to pay attention in the beginning of where you're doing your increases. But yeah, it's a very simple t-shirt, I would claim. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing, and that's also my first finished object. I'm wondering if I'm gonna do my shawl parade now, just because I have ended up knitting quite a few shawls since you saw me last. I finished up my Sensilo Cholette by Britt Schmiesing, and this is it now finished. Ooh. It turned out really pretty, I think. I love how the yarn knit up, and I'm really happy with my choice of black lace to this shawl. I think it's really pretty, and the colors are showing up actually quite true, which I'm happy for, because I have omitted the ceiling light that I have, because that tends to change the color quite a bit on my garments, accessories, whatever I show the yarn. But yeah, I really like it. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna have to look now for, where did I put that? Sorry, there it is. I knitted this out of a Englevingeskjerf yarn, which I still have a little bit left of. I'll just show you. So it is Englevingeskjerf, and the yarn is Dagens Garnglede. And what I used for the lace, I started off with using no, actually on this shawl I used just a Sunday. You'll understand in a minute why I said it like that. It's just simple black, which is, yep, sorry, number 1099. So yeah, that's the shawl. I can put it around my neck so I can look at it. You can just admire it whilst I talk about my next item. And the reason why I say it like that is because I wanted to make a matching hat. And I'm realizing I haven't written down the name of the hat, but it is a hat I have knitted before. It's by Hedgehog Fibers. I wonder if it's Marled Hat. I will put it on the screen. But yeah, I wanted to make a matching hat to this, and this is it. I can pop it on quite quickly. And this hat is knit bottom up, and it's knitted with 2 strands of yarn all the way. And I did run out of the black Sunday on this one, so I ended up using some drops Fabel in addition to it. Just simple black that I had in my stash. So yeah, and I still have some left, so I'm thinking about making also matching socks. Not that you're ever gonna match your feet to your hat or to your shawl, but I think it would make a really cool pair of socks. And I probably will be knitting as called for in mini bikini socks by Ellen. Yeah, I will put it on the screen because I can't remember her last name right now. But yeah, super happy with it. So both the shawl and the hat, I think they turned out so pretty, and they match perfectly if you ask me. And they will be living in my Sømmasont bag, which I also absolutely love. It's really well made, and it just has the perfect size for a hat or a shawl. Yeah, we can do the next shawl. You have seen me knit on it before, or did you not? So I was a little bit unsure. But anyway, this is Sunniva shawl. It's a pattern by Gro Deitstøl, and this was a gift to me, or like she gifted the pattern to me as a Christmas present in December, and we also met up for a quick chat and coffee and a meal in December last year, and she gifted me yarn that I've used in this shawl, which is this beautiful yarn, Marnis. It's called Pure Bella. It's 100% merino, non-superwash. And I still have a little bit of left, so I'll have to figure out something fun to make out of it. Maybe a hat, you never know. And I paired it with a strand of mohair from Hettestrikk. This is from my rainbow gradient. I have decided to not use that gradient as a gradient, and I will be using, yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna split them all up, but I'm gonna use them a bit different than I thought or had planned for in the beginning. And this project has been living in the knit bag by Hedvig. This was also a gift from her to me when I was at Stitchorama. Oh, she was at Fabric, that's where I saw her, yeah. But it's a really lovely pattern to knit. You can adjust the length of the shawl. She does give you like approximately the time you need to repeat it for, but you could really easily adapt it to either a bit longer or shorter. So yeah, it's really pretty lace. Yeah, really pretty lace pattern on this one. Super happy with being finished with that. I love the fabric good. It's so soft, it's so lovely. Absolutely love it, so I can recommend it. I do believe it's only in Norwegian though, so you can probably knit if you speak Norwegian. Well, definitely if you speak Norwegian, but maybe also if you speak Swedish or Danish, because it's quite, I would claim it's quite easy Norwegian as used in that pattern. Okay, next one came about when I was actually planning for a different project, but I just had seen a shawl on Ravelry, and after knitting a little bit on the first shawl that I planned for, I felt that this yarn didn't fit that particular pattern, but in my eyes would perfectly go for this one, which is Winter Finery by Rosemary Hill. And this is her. Isn't it beautiful? You can just barely see the colors on them. It does wash out a little bit of light here, I must say, but it's quite accurate. It's this sort of a soft pink base with these speckles of yellow and cities and yeah, like a more purpley spots. And I tried to pick up those colors in those little, I don't know, petals or whatever I would call them. And I think it's just so cute. I absolutely love it. The shape is a triangle, but it goes more into the length than it does into the depth, which is perfect. And let me just wrap me in this so you can admire it on me while I tell you about the yarns a bit more. Let me see. Oh, let me just lift up. I got like a basket full of things. Ooh, try not to make too much noise. Once again, another bag by Simensen. I think it's just so beautiful, so tasteful, so classy. And I love flowers. Absolutely love the flowers. So yeah, the main color that I used is a yarn that I bought quite a while ago from a shop where I think one of the shop owners just dyes yarn from time to time. I might be wrong, but the yarn is called Mysbys, and it is a fingering weight yarn which is 75% pure wool and 25% polyamide. Don't think it has a colorway, but it is, as you saw in the shawl, it's kind of like this sort of a pinkish base, and then you have the speckles in there, and then the little petals along the edge that you knit on actually in the end are as following. I had a little bit of Stulenstrik Lyng left, so that's one of the colors. Then there is this Arvetta. Let me see, let me pull out the tag. This is sort of like a lemony color. It is 255. It's one of the old tags, so it's been in my stash for a little while. And then I believe this one is a socky fine base that Gunn-Iren has dyed over, and it has sort of this really beautiful soft pink. It's looking a little bit colder in color on the screen than it is in real life. It's a little bit warmer in real life, but it's really pretty, like this, yeah, baby pink. And the last one is Langjavoll, and the colorway is it 184? Yeah, 184. So yeah, those little petals, I think this is so pretty. I think the shawl in itself is really pretty because you can use this sort of subtle yarns, or at least in my opinion, the prettiest versions I've seen have been with yarns that are not overly speckled or overly busy. And yeah, I absolutely love and adore the end result. I think it's so pretty. Absolutely love it. I'll show you the lace one more time. It's so pretty, and look at those pretty little, I don't know what to call them, there's tiny little petals in that at the edge. Absolutely love it. And we have come to the end of the shawl parade, because this is the last shawl that I have knitted. I actually cast it off today. It's I have not washed it, I have not blocked it, I have only like steamed it with my steamer just to make the lace fall flat. Or like fall flat. Yeah, well, yeah. There is no pattern for this one. I took the increases from this one because I really like that, and without going in depth on exactly how you increase in that pattern, I can tell you that I increased every second row. I increased in the middle 2 stitches, and on every single row I increased 1 stitch at both ends. So that kind of creates that shallow triangle with like long wings, which I really liked. And also my plan was to knit it till I ran out of the yarn, which I did. I'll show you the yarn labels in a bit. And then I opted for a very simple cast off lace. So I have cast off with the lace. Sorry, I think it turned out really pretty. It's it looks almost white, but it is, yeah, it's light kind of headed gray, which I thought would be really pretty to this. It is a gray base with kind of rusty green speckles in there, and this is the yarn I've used before to knit a Weekender by Andrew Mowry. So this is what I had left. I had 72 grams in my stash, and this is lamb's wool. That's hand dyed by Garnbutikken Fortuna. So it's been in my stash for quite a while. I have looked at this little skein that I had left for quite some time, and I've been wanting to make something out of it, but it just didn't click until like 2 days ago. And yeah, that was just smooth sailing. And yeah, as I said, I knit it all the way till I ran out of yarn. This is like 0.30 grams, I think it is. So it's still quite a bit of yarn, like in meterage, but not enough to finish a full row. And the lace border I knit out of Raumagarn Lammull, and it's the colorway 12. I thought they were just a beautiful match, and I think it turned out really pretty. And I said I do love this shape. When I do like crescent shawls when you have more around the shape, but I do also like triangle, but I don't like them when they get super deep. I find this is more versatile to use. Yeah, absolutely love it. So there is no like pattern for it. This is just something I made up, and I was super lucky because as I said, I knit till I ran out of the main yarn, and when I went to cast off, actually the lace border worked out perfectly, like till I didn't have to like fiddle and make more stitches or decrease quicker or anything. It was finished when it was finished. It was just absolutely perfect. So I'm super happy with this one. I think it's just so gratifying when you manage to make something pretty out of the beautiful yarn that you have in your stash. So this is definitely a win-win. And this one has been living in this tiny Japanese knot bag, which I bought online a long time ago. I do not remember the maker, unfortunately, and it is reversible, and you have these acorns on the inside, but this is my like favorite side, so it's always used this side out. So yeah, actually I'm gonna put that one there so you don't get mixed up. I'm wondering, I'll do these ones. I made some seating pads for my son because he's moved out now just over Easter, and he has these 2 chairs outside on his balcony, and they do have pillows, but I wanted to have something like nice and cozy on top. So I did make seating pads, and they are inspired by Aftenstrikk seating pads that Rauma sells, but I have not used the pattern. I just figured out the numbers because I do have the blanket pattern, and yeah, I just made it to the size I wanted. I have opted for 2 strands of Finull black, as you can see, and then also I had some hand-dyed yarn, and I also I have 2, and they're almost the same but not quite. They have like, one of them has the hand-dyed yarn all the way, the other one has a little bit of other greenish color held together with it. So the black is the cone that I bought last year at Rauma when I was visiting them, so it's actually starting to get quite skimpy. There's not a lot left on this one, and the goal isn't necessarily that I need to use everything up, but it's really lovely when you get to use up things, yarn. And then I had this beautiful yarn that Gunn-Iren had gifted to me one of the times when I was at her place. So it is dyed on a Finull base, but yeah, by Gunn-Iren. And I thought it was a perfect color for my son. And then I did end up adding, did I actually? No, I did hold 1 strand of each all the way. That's how it was. And the Finull, the green one, is this color. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So it is bigger. Did I say that? It is bigger than the original is, but this is what I was aiming for, and when I measured it, tried it on the chair, it was perfect. So now he can get them for real. So yeah, super happy with that. I can totally see myself making more seating pads, but I'm not 100% sure if I will do the striping both vertically and horizontally. I might skip the sewing in because that was quite boring, I must say. But it does give a really lovely effect, and it does look really pretty. So maybe I'll just have to be, what's the word for it? I'm looking for it now. Yeah, I might just pull myself together and do it anyway, because I do love the result of it. It does look really, really nice. So we are getting to the bottom of the basket, but I still have some more in the sofa that I'm sitting on as well. I think I'm gonna leave these ones actually to the end. and you see why maybe later on. I did show you a pair of socks last time that I was working on, and I have actually finished them, which I'm really happy with, because they were like not the knit I was necessarily reaching for, because these are not typically my colors. Yeah, and I don't know, it was just something with them being so dark, even though I like them really much and I love the end result of them. I don't know. It was just like, I think I was craving for more happy colors and lighter, brighter colors. But all in all, I'm really happy with them. You know, I did the shadow wrap peel. I do like that. I managed to get the stripes to match and everything, so it worked out really nice. These were toe up, weren't they? God, I'm unsure suddenly. Either way, if it was toe up, I did do the Turkish cast on. I think it was toe up. Oh my god, it's not been that long since I made them, but I've forgotten about it. Yeah, anyway, shadow wrap peel. I think it was toe up, hence I did a Turkish cast on 64 stitches and a Italian sewn bind off. No pattern, just made them after my like regular schmegular vanilla kind of socks. And the yarns that I used for these socks, gosh, pronunciation is kind of a challenge today. I used a yarn that I had received in my yarn calendar. I had there the days 7 and 21. Yeah, no need to show it. I used up both of the mini skeins, and I added on the skein of Fortuna's Kobber that I had from left over from my Twists and Turns by Stephen West. So it's their sock base, Fortuna. Yeah, I'm super happy with them, the way they turned out. And as I said, it's maybe not typically my colors that I reach for necessarily, but I do love the end result of them. And they do look a little bit more red, maybe. Yeah, they do look more red on the screen. They are more brown, like more of a cognac color, I guess, or caramel. No, not caramel. Caramel is lighter. Anyhow, it's not as red as it looks like. It's more of a brownish color. Super happy with those. I'll hang them out of the way there. And you know, I need to have socks on my needles, so I cast on another pair. This is them. Here's 2 of them. I did not try to match them. I just worked from both inside and outside of the skein and thought that they'll be sisters, not twins, which is just perfectly fine. The pattern I went for is once again the vanilla sock with gusset and choice of heel by Joe Thor. And my plan was to knit socks for myself, because I wanted to see how the fit was, you know, since it's a toe-up sock and with this gusset construction. But the math I was doing, I was most probably doing it at a too late of a time one night, because when I was finished with them and I washed them and I put them on the blocker, I realized that they were huge. So instead of being like a size 38, 39, somewhere around about there, they are more like 42, 43. So I must have done something really weird with my calculations on these ones. But hey ho, luckily I do have a man that has that size of feet, so everything worked out fine. And the yarn I used is this Relief Opal, and I was trying to see. Is it 94.90? But yeah, it's this really fun sock. I saw some videos that you could make these fun kind of different textures with them. But yeah, I opted for regular socks, and this is them. I think they turn out really pretty, and I'm really happy that he doesn't have like super wide feet, because he could actually fit in this stitch count. So I'm unsure what I've done, but I must say that these socks are really fun to knit, because you never need to pick up any stitches. You just create the gusset with like increases, and then doing short rows, and then yeah, you just do 2 knit together and 2 slip knit together. So yeah, really love these socks. I'm really happy with them, even though I really missed the mark with my calculations for the socks. So, but what can you do, right? Sometimes life happens and we make mistakes, and it's okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna lose any night's sleep over that. So that were my socks. I'm gonna have to look in. Oh yeah, I can show you another of one of these hats. As before, this is the Hedgehog Fibers marled hat, I believe it is called. And it's kind of the same. Like last time I was knitting them, once I cast on one, I wanted to make more. So this is what happened. I did knit the other one first, and then I just felt like making another one, and this is it. And I think they turn out so pretty, and you do get to use up all of your little tiny scraps that you have in your stash, because you do use 2 strands at a time. And the yarns that I used in there, oh, fiber in my mouth, sorry. I'll take the ones that I used up in full first. I used what I believe is the Paradise color. Anyway, it is by Garnfene. And then I had some Fabel in there in colorway. Oh, I may have my glasses on, because this is gonna be hard to read. 108. And then I had this oh, what am I showing to you? Nothing. Martin's Lab. It is a bouncy merino, which is 100% superwash merino. It's colorway Capella. And let me see, that was that. And then I did add as well some, I think it's cornflower, but it is Fabel, and it's colorway 116. And I had also, let me see, I had the plans of using up this one, but somehow I didn't see it when I was knitting it up and skipped that. But I did use a darker bit of this one, which is this Dolce Cashmere, which I've knit a shawl out of, and I had just a little bit left from that shawl, and this is colorway 2. But yeah, I used a darker bit of this one, because when I knit the shawl, I wanted to start from a dark point and work into light, and hence I ended up with a little bit of this light, and there was a little bit of dark, but that's in the hat now. And also, if you noticed before, there are some kind of a orangey, taupey kind of color. Well, taupey now. That's from this Opal Sunrise that I knit a pair of socks and a scarf for my brother. I did opt for taking out the bits that were super orange, because I didn't want there be too much orange, so I did take these out. And then all the way at the top I did use some off-white Arvetta 101 there. And yeah, I'm super happy with the hat. think it's really pretty in the colors. Absolutely recommend the pattern. It's rather like fast. It's a rather fast knit because I knit it on 3 and 3.5, so it works up quite quickly. And I think they're quite versatile to use, so can recommend it. Yeah. And from one hat to another hat. Last time I showed you I knitted a chestnut hat, and I'm not sure if I showed you that I'd started working on this one, but there's another one. It's a really fun pattern to knit. I'm so addicted to them. I definitely want to make more. I haven't got around to making more because some other things have gotten in the way, you might say. But this hat I knit with yarn from Stash, which is Arvetta, and the colorway is 317. And I'm trying to remember, because this is held together with the mohair, but I have not put the mohair together with the hat, so I'm not sure about the mohair right now. But yeah, you use one strand of merino yarn and one strand of, like, fingering weight yarn, I meant to say. One strand of fingering weight yarn and one strand of mohair. That's what the pattern calls for, but you can always opt out or do something different, because you can just adjust it by changing the amount of chestnuts that you have in there, and yeah, fit it to your gauge. But I do love the pattern. I absolutely love it. I think it's just so kind of sleek and classy and beautiful. And it's not too big. I like that it's kind of tiny. Yeah, if it makes sense. So yeah, that was my chestnut hat. And that was actually a free pattern in the month of April, I believe. And then going from one chestnut to another chestnut project. And that is this chestnut hood. And it turned out so fun. It's a quite a narrow opening, and the reason why is that the person I made it for has a smaller head and doesn't need as big of a opening as I would need, so I have left it be. I haven't blocked it like a lot, but yeah, I think it turned out really good, cute. Little red hood writing, and it does have these I-cord strands there. This is a different yarn. It's a slightly different red, and I'll tell you why I've chosen that instead of using the same yarn as I've used in a hood, because I do have some left over, but I'm not sure now what. Oh, I think actually this is what I used in the hat. This is a kit silk, drops kit silk, colorway 14. Yeah, I think that was it. Because I used Flötelopi, trying to find the color code, and it's 1430. It says there, if you can see. But yeah, it is Flötelopi. It's sort of a yellowy red, yellowy orangey red kind of color. And I used up quite a bit of it. I must say I was winging it a little bit because I never did a swatch for it, and I did see it was growing quite big and bigger, and it was gonna be too big if I carried on knitting as it called for in the pattern. And it's nothing to do with the pattern, it was like my choice of yarn and needles. So I do think I opted out of 2 of the chestnuts in the height of the hood, as in like I did it pretty much according to the pattern up until the point where you start making the hood. And when I washed it, I did run it couple of times so it would felt just ever so slightly, because when I first started making it I was thinking maybe having like a lining to it just to give it a little bit of denseness so it wouldn't like just be super airy and let all air run through. But after talking to the recipient, she was like, no need for that. She didn't find it itchy because it is 100% wool, but she didn't find it itchy and she liked it as it was. So yeah, she's gonna get it now that I've shown it to you. But I held this one together with, I think I have it on my table here. I had some Fosen Farger mohair yarn. I'm not sure of the base that she has dyed it on, but it's kind of the same tone, which is kind of this sort of a yellowy, more yellow leaning red. So it's a warm red. And I think it just turned out really pretty, really fun. So yeah, that's the chestnut hood. So chestnut tee, chestnut hood, chestnut hat. There's a lot of chestnuts happening here. I've been hooked on them, and actually I'll get back to it, but there is definitely another chestnut item that I plan to knit in the near future. But we are not yet done with the finished objects, because I still have another one to show you. And it is this sweater here. It's called Autumn Night. Absolutely love it. I'm so happy with it. It's so simple and yeah, just perfect. I will insert videos if I haven't done it yet. This is also a pattern by Elizabeth, and once again I'm gonna have to say all the patterns that I have by Elizabeth I have received for free, as I'm part of her team Hettestrikk, which means that we help her test knit patterns. Not everything, but some patterns, like we can choose which ones we want to knit and which ones we don't. Sometimes we get yarn, sometimes we don't, but I will let you know if that is the case. In this sweater's case, I have just received the pattern, but yarn is from both stash, but also some new yarn has come in order to make this happen. So what I've knitted out of is this long mohair luxe, and it is, I misplaced my glasses. How did it get stuck on? Oh, like that. Okay. It is colorway 25. This is sort of dark navy blue, which is like a perfect color for me. And I held it together with Langjavoll Superwash, which is a fingering weight sock yarn. It's colorway 69, but if you have noticed, there's a cross over it, which means it is a discontinued color, so it's not a given that you will get hold of it. But it is sort of like this denim-y blue, and I think that together it just, I got this beautiful perfect color for this sweater. And I'm just trying to think if I did any. Once again, I must confess, I didn't do a swatch for this one. I thought this is a top-down construction, and if my gauge was too loose, I could like lessen the amount of increases, and if it was too tight or snug, I could have more increases. I just adjusted to my body as I went, and it worked out just perfect. I did she does have the same lace pattern in her ribbing in her sleeves, and also around the body. I did opt out of that. I went for a ribbed, just simple ribbed version instead. I did do a twisted rib. I don't think you'll be able to tell. Well, maybe. I did do a twisted rib. I did do a sewn bind off, because I don't mind doing it. I see people saying that they don't like the sewn bind off for the reasons that they just find it too fiddly or they don't see the point of it. I don't. I love it. I think it's easy peasy, and yeah, I don't mind doing that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I changed about. I did do the longer back, so the back is just ever so slightly longer than the front. I do like that fit because it goes very nicely with dresses. It goes very nicely with high-waisted jeans, trousers of sorts. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. I love the fabric. It's super soft. I have not knitted with long yarns, mohair lux before, but it's so soft. And it's super fluffy, and I'm leaving fibers everywhere, so I've been trying to do the freezer trick where you just freeze it in the freezer in the hopes that it would kind of break off some of the fibers, something like that. I think I've seen or heard or somebody mention it a while back, and yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. If it's worked yet, I don't know. I have not noticed. But I'm thinking I will shed whatever I shed, and one point it will have to stop, and it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. I think that is it actually for all my finished objects, which is not bad. I have a couple things on my needles. I'll just reach for them. I have these here and that one there. I guess I can start off with one project that I have decided to frog. It is my summer knit along cardigan from last year, Viola knit along. I've decided to scrap it. I'm gonna frog it. I'm not gonna finish it. It's just the whole yoke thing. It just threw me off, and I feel I'm not inspired enough to finish that cardigan as it is, so I'm gonna just scrap it, and I'm gonna go for one of her others because she has so many beautiful designs. So I feel it's not necessary to force myself through something that's not bringing me joy and it's not inspiring me. I've seen a couple versions where people have done something different to the yoke, and they are really pretty, but as I said, I'm not feeling inspired. I don't want to knit on it, so I'm gonna scrap that one. Otherwise, what I have on my needles, I'm gonna show you the bag first because I think the bag is so pretty. This is a bag that I bought from Gunn-Iren when I was visiting her in Easter. It's so pretty. It has this fun fabrics, this 3D fabric, so pretty with the flowers, and there's sort of this sky kind of fake faux leather kind of type. No, it is, I think, faux leather type of fabric, which is so nice, and it has a really wide bottom, so it stands really well, and it fits a lot because it has a drawstring, and I like that you can just kind of like wrap the fabric over there and have easy access to everything that you have in the project bag. And what's living in my project bag is No Frills by Petite Knit. Ta-da! Isn't she lovely and crazy? Can you guess the name of the yarn? If you guessed Unicorn Party, you were absolutely right, because this yarn is Sysleria Garn, and it is merino single. So this is, let me show you first. This is new acquaintance to me, as in I have not tried to knit with singles before, and I have been kind of cautioned to actually not knit anything in the round because it can twist due to the nature of the yarn. And I did first listen to the advice, and I was gonna maybe wonder, I was kind of wondering if not to knit a sweater out of it just because of the turn or like the twisting that can happen with this type of yarn. But I thought I'd go for a very, very simple pattern, which no frills. There's nothing like super special like patterning in it. So if it does twist, it's not gonna be as noticeable, I'm hoping. Because I do want to have the experience to try to see how the yarn works up. Not that I don't trust the people or the person that gave me advice. It's more like, you know, fun to experience, fun to try and see how it works up. And also I do have 3 skeins of this. So knitting maybe a shawl or something, it just didn't appeal to me. I guess I could have made a cardigan knitting back and forth, but that didn't appeal to me either. So I'm going with a simple sweater in the hopes that even if it does twist a little bit, it'll be fine. Because I'm thinking, like, you know, as long as you don't have details like as a sideline with some beautiful cabling or something, that it's not going to end up on your stomach or something. As long as you don't have that, I think it should be fine. I'm hoping. And I did knit on it quite a lot at first, but now I have taken a break, and I realized it's partially due to that I need to try it on and figure out the length of it, which is so silly to stop there because of that. Oh, this is so warm. Sorry. Whew. I'm boiling. I'm not complaining. It's just that now I got a little hot with both this and that. So yeah, loving the feel of the yarn. I'm loving the look of the yarn because it does look like, I mean, it's called Unicorn Party, but it's kind of like unicorn barf. I mean, somebody threw up on my my sweater, and I think it's so fun. And yeah, I'm alternating the skeins just to get more smooth changes between the skeins. And since I mentioned before that I kind of always have to have some socks on the go, I do have another pair of socks on the go, and they are not far from actually being finished, so I'm sure they'll be done by next time. So the pattern is called Vanilla is the New Black, I believe. Let me see. Actually, what I'm looking for. Yeah, but no, I have not written it down. How poor of me. Yeah, Vanilla is a New Black. It's by Anne. Not sure how you pronounce it, but that's what I'm calling for now. Hopefully you saw the name, and yeah, I'm sorry if I did butcher your name. Anywho, this is what's special about this pattern. It has this heel. Yeah, it's from top down, and you get this really lovely heel where you increase and you create this beautiful ribbing. And I have tried it on my foot and it fits really well, so I'm really looking forward to finishing them. And I don't think it's gonna be last time I make it, because it's a really simple construction. There is no picking up of stitches. Everything is done with increases, short rows, knit two togethers. So yeah, it's quite an intuitive pattern, I would claim. And I'm really enjoying it because I'm getting this sort of pink zebra stripes, which I'm loving. And talking about the stripes, this is yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners. It's called Signature. It's 4-ply. And the colorway is English Rose. And this is a yarn that was gifted to me by a lovely lady. I didn't ask her if I'm allowed to name her name, so I'm not gonna do that, but maybe I've done that before. I think maybe I've done it before. Anywho, I'm loving the yarn. really love the feeling of the yarn. I'm loving the pattern. Yeah, I'm just super happy. And like I said, I'm quite sure I'll be done by next time you see me, because these are fun to knit. Simple, fun. I love it. I love that the yarn gets to shine. I know I need a lot of vanilla socks, and maybe that's not the most fun thing to see from time to time. Like not from time to time, every time pretty much. But it is the socks that I like the most. I don't know, I just like the look of the simple socks, but I do love trying out different heels. I do love playing with yarns. That brings me more joy than anything else when it comes to knitting socks, to be quite honest. I think it's partially one thing is I enjoy wearing them the most, the vanilla socks, but I also love having something simple that I can easily bring with me and don't have to pay attention to any pattern or anything. I know that's lazy, I know, but I need that. And my last work in progress that I'm actively working on. I have the blanket that I haven't worked on at all, so I'm not gonna pull that out. That's gonna get some love like closer to autumn and winter, because then I'm really gonna have to get busy with that so that I can finish it, actually, because I do have a plan of giving it to my brother for his birthday. So yeah, I need to crack it on, but I will leave it till the weather turns colder. Anyhow, the last work in progress is a test knit. It is a test knit that I'm doing for Gunn-Iren. It is a mini version of a shawl that she has, which is called the Angel Wing Shawl. So this is the Angel Wing scarf. So this is quite a bit narrower, and the construction is quite fun. You knit this lacy bit. You knit the lacy bit. If I fold in like this, and you can actually see how it starts. Then you knit this sort of lacy bit first, and then you pick up some stitches and knit the so-called wings. And this is really nice if you have like small amounts of yarn left, if you want to stash bust. Yeah, there's so many possibilities. I have opted for a yarn that I had in my stash. These are leftovers from a sweater. This is actually a friend of mine. She bought this yarn from me. She knitted the sweater and then she gave me back whatever was left of it. There. And the yarn is a fingering weight sock yarn. It's called Stranded. And is it Flower Crown? That's the name of the yarn, the colorway. And I think it's really pretty, this yarn. This sort of a soft gray with all the speckles. I'm trying to see if it's not easier. With all these different speckles of colors in them. It's really not showing as well as I wish it did. Yeah, there. So pretty. I'm so liking this the result I'm getting. So this is gonna be like a small shawlette, something along the lines of like Sophie scarf in the length and width and stuff. But yeah, a little bit more interest to it than just increasing and decreasing, and yeah. Really like this bit here, so pretty. So yeah, this is something I will be cracking on now in the hopes of getting it finished during the next couple of days, as I will be leaving for Bergen for like a short week. Yeah, I'll touch into that in a second, a little bit anyway. And then I did mention that I'm kind of hooked on chestnuts these days. So yeah, I'm gonna cast on another chestnut project, but this is a test knit, so I did receive the pattern for that, and it is the chestnut baby blanket. I saw Elizabeth post this online and I thought it was so pretty. I do love knitting those chestnuts. I don't know what it is about them. I do. I really enjoy that. Anyhow, I did reach out to her just to hear like the amount of yarn that she has used for the blanket, because I do have this beautiful yarn in my stash, which is this one here. It is Mila's Mikrofärgeri, Mila's, and it is called the Desert Sunset, and I think it's so pretty. I have 200 grams of this yarn. And as you maybe noticed, there's no nylon in there. It is a superwash yarn, and I thought it would be perfect for a blanket, baby blanket. You might be thinking, yeah, well, you could make a t-shirt out of this, you could so and so, but the thing is, for my birthday I was gifted a color analysis, or color analysis, isn't it? Kind of sounds wrong. Anywho, I found out what color suits me, what color does not suit me, and this leans more into a creamy white, which is not a good color for me. A bright white is not good for me, a creamy white is not good for me, so the best white for me is kind of an off-white color. But I still love the yarn, I still love the look of it, and I want to knit from it. So again, when I saw that blanket, I thought, oh, that would be perfect for that blanket, because yes, it does have speckling, but it's quite subtle speckling, so I think it's gonna be perfect. And on this one I have time until the 1st of August to knit it, so is this gonna be my summer knit. Not necessarily something I will rush, but it's probably gonna be something that I'll be grabbing with me and going everywhere, because the chestnut, again, the chestnut pattern I find is just really simple to knit, quite intuitive. So this is gonna be cast on either today or tomorrow, and this is why I'm showing to you, because I do have other plans, beautiful plans that I'm gonna be casting on in not long, but I will come back to them once I have actually cast them on. This is a short one, as I said, as it is a test knit, and I think it's gonna be perfect for summertime. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the stash till next time, because I have bought some stash, quite a bit stash. I have been gifted some yarn as well. I can mention actually a couple things, just because I have spoken about this before. It's gonna be a little bit crinkling. I mentioned last time that I received some yarn for my birthday from Oslo Mikro Spinneri, and it was this really bright cerise pink kind of color, and I thought about it and I felt that I wanted something that was more calmer, more classic, more timeless in color, so I did change the color. It is not showing up true at all, but it is this really beautiful green color that's really good for my complexion. I thought it's gonna be a perfect staple, something that I can have in my stash. Not stash. Once I knit it up, it's gonna be like a perfect staple for years to come. Something that's I'm not gonna grow out of, in the sense that it's not a fashionable color or something. It's my color, so it's gonna be perfect. So I did do a switcheroo. I can mention that, and I'll mention another switcheroo that I did, since I'm mentioning colors that suit me and colors that don't suit me. A little while back, sometime in November, October last year, I bought 2 balls of silk cashmere from Pinsvin Design in a color called Magma. a beautiful color, an orangey color. But I realized afterwards it's not really my color. And when you're on the market and you're like, ooh, all happy, go lucky, buy whatever, it just looks pretty and you just desire there and then. Sometimes you don't think things through as well. And also most of the times you don't have any mirror there, so you can actually put it up to your face and see if it fits you or not. So I was so lucky that I was allowed to do a switcheroo and change that. And I changed it into this sort of light pale yellow, which is a perfect match for my complexion and my color wheel that suits my complexion. I can just quickly show it to you, because this has been so fun. I can bring it with me everywhere. In case you wondered, I'm like a light summer. And I have all these beautiful colors that suit me. I'm not sure if the camera is gonna manage to actually show it to you or not, but it is the perfect color. So I'm super lucky, super happy that I was allowed to change this, because this is gonna be perfect for my complexion. And this is also a reason why actually I chose this navy blue, because it also was a perfect match with my color wheel. Let me see if I can find it. So yeah, I've been really conscious about the colors that I choose, especially if it's sweater quantities, because if it is smaller quantities, if it's something for the socks, it doesn't really matter if it suits my complexion or not. But yeah, like bigger sweater quantities, that's something I would prefer, like suiting my complexion, which is, yeah. I'm not sure actually if I spoke about this, but yeah, this was a gift to me by my man and our kids, our shared kids, so to say, his daughters. And so I actually don't leave the house anymore without having this color wheel with me, because when it's not only when I'm buying yarn, but also if I'm going clothes shopping, which I don't do often, but it's nice to have in the purse in case I see something. And I must say it's made life quite a bit easier, a little bit of course more difficult as well, because like you see something is really pretty and you're like, oh, that's pretty, I want that, but then you pull out your color wheel and it says like, no, that's not good color for you. So in that sense it's bad, but it's good because I don't waste time and money on buying garments that will just end up staying in my closet unused. Because yeah, sometimes it's just really easy to get carried away and go with whatever like calls your name there and then. But after doing this kind of color analysis, I realized that there's a reason why some garments are never reached for in my wardrobe, even though I love them. I think they're super pretty, but I just don't go reach for them. Or if I do, I put them on and I'm like, something is off. I put it back in the wardrobe. But yeah, now I see why. I had a hunch on the really bright white color, that not being the best color for me. That was kind of confirmed. Also black is not a good color for me, like a hard black, but I knew that. But yeah, I got it confirmed. So it's been an interesting journey, and I've also had experiences where I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I like that color, and then I put my color wheel next to it and I'm like, oh, this is perfect, my color. But it is maybe a color that I'm not used to reaching out for, and I have not got sort of a relationship with. So yeah, so definitely a complexion for cooler colors, and also something I didn't even know was a thing, but not too like gray tone color, more clear colors. So it was really interesting to do and to have the opportunity to do or experience, because I did do something along those lines many years ago, at some late teens, somewhere maybe say 17, 18, maybe somewhere around that age. And I think back then I leaned more into autumn, at least according to that analysis that was done back then. But yeah, no, through the years I've heard, especially like hairdressers saying like, yeah, you got more like these cool tones and and I was like, this is not what I was told back then, I believe. Maybe it's time to do a new check on that, because you know, when we age, our colors do change over time. At least I feel so, that, you know, I've gotten paler in some sense, and yeah, it was just nice to do a kind of a recheck of what suits me and what not, because yeah, some colors I'm not as comfortable with, or like not acquainted with. Like greens, I wanna like greens, but just didn't realize I shouldn't be going for the yellow greens, which I think are so beautiful. It's more like, yeah, the cool ones. So, well, the cool colors for the cool kids, right? What a silly thing to say. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna wrap up here, and yeah, I will revisit what I've gotten in to my stash since last. Actually, I think I'm gonna do a summary, since I've had the knit along for knitting from your stash or from your library, I'm gonna do a little bit of a sum up of how good I've been. Disclaimer, I've been quite good. And I think I want to carry on with that kind of mentality of being mindful of what I buy and when I buy and how much I buy, and yeah, but I will touch into that I think in the next episode. Just sort of like a mid-year summary, not like a full summary, but yeah, a little bit of a roundup since the beginning of the year. So yeah, you still have a chance of posting something in a thread on Ravelry for the knit along. I will definitely have those two prizes. I am contemplating another one, but you'll have to tune in to see if I decide for another one or not. And I must say, there's so much inspiration to be drawn from the posts that are on Ravelry. It's been inspiring in the sense of like to see how you use your yarns, which patterns you pull forth, and some them been like really good reminders of like, oh, I do have the pattern, I do love the look, and I want to make something like that myself. So it's been really fun to see. I've tried to like everything, and if I have not, I'm sorry. I know there's one point when I went into Ravelry and I was trying to like posts, but for some reason it wasn't sticking. So I'm gonna have to re-look or like go through the post one more time. But I have tried to put a heart in every single post there, but if not, it might be because I did have difficulties with Ravelry at one point there, one time for sure. So yeah, as I said, I'll leave it. Oh no, one little last thing. If you're going to Strikkekraft in Bergen, that's what I was gonna have to quickly, if you're going to Strikkekraft in Bergen, I will be there as well. I will be joining Gunn-Iren, and I will be saying at Målfrid Maramsuen apartment house, and I will also be helping Hettestrik. So I will be somewhere in that kind of area. So if you want to come over and say hello, you're more than welcome to do so. I will try not to kind of shut down and be shy and things that might happen, because I do enjoy immensely when you come over and say hello and say that you're watching me, and because it's inspiring. It puts a face on a name maybe that's behind the screen. Because I don't see you, you see me, so it would be kind of nice to see you as well. But yeah, if you're around at Strikkekraft, come and say hi. I would appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I'll see you there maybe. And if not, then I'll see you hopefully in a month's time. I will try to come back at the end of June. Yeah, let's say so. Until then, have a lovely month of June, I guess, because we'll be going over there. I don't know if I can say have a lovely month of summer yet, because summer seems to be quite unstable for now, but hopefully you're having summer weather and having a wonderful time, and maybe some of you are even going for vacations. Enjoy that in that case. And yeah, I'll see you around then. Bye. Det går helt fint. Jeg som invaderer.